All right, Nate, you're a backseat driver in this one.
What?
All right, Nate, you're not exactly a backseat driver because you're behind the wheel with Grid. We went back into Grid, they just came out with a remastered version, we kind of call this one. What do you think?
So, I've actually never played the first one, so hopping into this,
sure.
It's a great looking game.
That's fantastic looking.
They've nailed some of the effects with the rain and just when you're driving around and when you're in kind of some of those gridlocks, I guess you call it, right?
Sure. Yeah.
It really gets intense.
It does. The pressure is there right from the get-go of the race. The worst part about the race, though, is if you get nailed by one of your rivals, that's where things kind of fall apart because you go from 4th place, 5th place, even 1st place to last in a matter of seconds, and then you're out of that race in a sense.
Oh, and the thing is with this is if you kind of bug somebody a little too much, you hit them or kind of screw them up.
Yeah.
There's a nemesis system, and they're kind of out to get you. And most of the time when I ended up with a nemesis, they'd either I'd just be driving and they just rip right by me or smash me, and then that was that.
then you're out of the race. But you can also ask your teammate for help too at the same time, which is really cool. You can ask them to kind of block the racer, or you just kind of give you a lot of other abilities to help you kind of get ahead in the race. I thought that was a nice little touch within it.
That is cool.
There's not a lot of those features in racing games in general, so to have a teammate that actually you're able to communicate while racing, sometimes, for the most time it worked, and the other times I hit it and I wasn't getting a response at all. They would say, oh, they can't help you right now for some reason. And they actually said, for some reason. I was like, really? That's kind of weird.
That's obscure.
Yeah, it is. But overall, though, I had a great time. The mechanic of the game feels solid. Like, the driving is so intuitive, and it's responsive. It felt great using the triggers.
Not too, awesome. It's kind of, for me, it's this nice sim sort of arcade. It's not arcadey too much, though.
No.
Not enough where you feel like you're playing, Grand Theft Auto Racing or something at all.
No, for sure.
It's tight. It's just
it's got a mix of, I think, Forza Horizon with Forza Motorsport in a sense, right? So Grid is in between level, I think, where you're going to get the sensation of you can go in and really, you can kind of tweak a little bit of your car, but not to the point where you're adding mods and stuff, which I kind of wish I had the ability to kind of soup up my car a little bit.
Basically the whole concept of the game is you just expanding your garage. You have all these different, it's a World Series game, so there's all these different events with different categories of cars.
104 races.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's impressive, and they look, like we said, they look good, and it feels like the actual races from I've seen in some games.
It's very cool. I think honestly the game looks incredible. It feels great. The sound quality behind it too. When you're out there racing and it's raining, so I'm racing and I'm having a great time, and I get head to the next race and it's raining. And I went, oh, because now my car is sliding. But the cool part is that the racers in front of you, they're spraying off their tires, and it's just really immersive, I found. And I actually, for the first time ever, because I never do this, I'm always that out of the car experience driver. With Grid, I found myself playing more behind, more behind the wheel. So I got my hands, I can see my hands, right? And I never do that in a racing game at all. All right, Nate, this game overall is, there's only certain events to really do. Your main purpose behind the game is the career and to do all these races to reward you with currency to unlock more more cars, right? But the other game modes, so you got career, you have multiplayer, and then you have free play. And that's really about the extent of it.
It's kind of hollow.
It is hollow. I'm going to be honest, it is hollow. Once you've done the career, the multiplayer experience really is okay, but it's not fantastic because if you don't have a full lobby,
it's most of the time it is empty, or else unless you have a lot of patience or the other people whoever's hosting the lobby has patience, it's going to be a 3 or 4 or 5 man race.
Exactly.
Luckily, if spots are filled with AI, so it doesn't feel like an empty race.
No, so it then boosts the whole lobby up to 16 racers, which is really nice. I like that touch.
Yeah.
Problem is when you finish the race in 3rd or 4th or even 8th, you're then waiting for that 16th racer to catch up. And you're just sitting there. You can watch them, but you can tell it's an AI racer too at the same time because they're just kind of...
Who are we kidding though, man? No one's waiting for you at the end of a race.
No, I'm already.
I'm just kidding.
But after the multiplayer, I kind of thought, well, that was okay. So let's check out the free play. Now, free play in a lot of games are they're open world. You can traverse the map, go wherever you want.
Horizon, anyone heard of that?
Exactly, but free play with this, all it is really is you picking what car series you want to use and what race event you want to go and what track you want to play on, and that is it. So you go out and do a couple races, and then it's basically just
that's just a slapped in there, in my opinion, a slapped in thing trying to beefing it up, but really,
trying to give you
who's gonna play
mode.
this? How many and for how many hours? Is it really worth it? Like,
yeah,
maybe add something else, or I don't know.
Maybe. So free play is there if you want to go and just kind of maybe practice on that track with a specific car of your choice. So that is an option.
Honestly, in the case, just run the race.
Well, yeah, it's something
I guess,
after the career mode
Sorry.
and the multiplayer that's kind of empty as well, right? So in the end of the day, as well as the car's handle and the career mode is cool because there's always an announcer that kind of gives you highlights of the experience at the very beginning of the race, and then you get a little bit of chatter in between with your cockpit guy and stuff and your other opponent, your teammate and stuff. So the career mode is really where it shines, and I think the multiplayer and the free play is just, it's kind of there, but it's not really.
Yeah, if you're looking for a multiplayer racing game, do not get this, unfortunately. But
no, it's not.
If you're kind of looking for a newer simulator kind of game, then definitely this is worth it.
Absolutely, I had a great time doing it. Overall, though, Nate, what are you scoring, Grid?
So I had a pretty good experience with it.
Yeah.
It was. I do like being able to customize my, my brakes or my motor or whatever.
Yeah.
Be able to customize that, so it's not necessarily my favorite side of it, but all in all, it looks great, so I'm gonna give this a 7.5, man.
Yeah, I think you're a little bit higher than me. The career mode is really where the game shines. Multiplayer is a little empty, and the free play is just kind of something I feel is a little bit tacked on. That kind of gives you something else to do, but there's really not much else to do once you've done and unlocked all 104 races.
Oh man!
So there's a lot there to do, but overall, I'm there with a 7.
All right.
Grid is brought back to us for the latest gen consoles, and it's a beautiful vision. Outstanding weather system affects the feel of the races and a sense of realism with the car mechanics. However, multiplayer lobbies are empty, and free play feels tacked on with just something else to do within the game.